Hey everybody, welcome to BrickVault. Today we are doing a top 10 MOCs of the week video. Haven't done one in quite a while, but I think they are back and back to stay. It's been a long time since we've done one of these episodes. This is a video that highlights some of the coolest custom Lego creations we happen to see people building in bricks throughout this last week, roughly. Before I jump in, first I do want to say there's actually quite a few custom instructions that have popped up in the web store since the last time I've done one of these videos. Usually I like to do them once a week, so I show the new MOC from the last week. That is brickvault.toys for custom building Lego instructions, linked in the description below. But because there's been such a massive delay, there are a lot of new models to talk about. A bunch of new lightsabers from Louis Meany have popped up. There are more on the way, by the way. Caleb Ricks made an absolutely epic UCCS MTT in minifigure scale. It's got an incredible fold-out function for the battle droids. Roublemaker has now done the Raider Class 2 Corvette. It's got a similar footprint to his original Corvus, which is technically the modified version of this ship. Zio's Falcon and Saber from Halo have both made it into the Halo bundle. These are really interactive models that feel a lot closer to play sets in terms of structural stability and features that you can interact with easily. There are more Halo models, by the way, coming from Zio soon, including a new wave of Mario designs, which will be fun. The builder Brick Lord 1 has done an excellent job modifying the Razor Crest playset, that's 75292. This update really cleans up the model, and it's the first Lego set mod that we've ever done. It was a fun experience. Also from Zio, the 8.6 bundle has come through. Specifically, the XM2 and Fido are together here. Peter Carmichael built out a Gigafig version of Captain Rex. This guy is super fun for display. Fly in Space has a MIDI scale version of the Razor Crest. It's an incredibly clean version of this ship at a relatively small size. Perhaps one of the most complex builds I have tackled all year. No, definitely one of the most complex builds I've tackled all year. Easily one of the more unique experiences I've had with bricks in a long time. From the builder Josta Brick, we have a minifig scale version of Anakin's pod racer. The details are excellent. I absolutely love the display stand. And finally, as a collaboration between the designers Lewis and Classic Bricks, there are the Geonosian monsters from the iconic scene in episode 2. Wow, that was a lot of models to get through. We have not done top 10 in a couple of months now, so hopefully that kind of catches you up with what's been happening here in the studio. And I'm also changing up the order. We're going to do top 10 first and then honorable mentions right after. So jumping right in, Eero Okkonen has the Ghost of Strand. This designer does excellent figure builds. He's got a very sort of specific and recognizable style for many of his creations. This being no different in terms of the shape of the arms and head, though of course the torso and legs take on a slightly unique approach. The layered plates look excellent. The figure really does feel like it is floating here, which is, I think, the whole point. And the color scheme certainly lends itself well to the theme of ghostiness. At number 9, Tim Goddard built the USS Goldsmith. This is an incredibly clean, awesome looking custom version of a Star Trek vehicle. I don't think this is a canon ship based on its designation number. I'm pretty positive this is maybe like a birthday year or something, perhaps belonging to the designer, I would guess. The smooth saucer look is achieved with layers of panel pieces that overlap with one another. It's pretty darn fluid at this size, and the cutout section in the back of the saucer adds just a nice bit of angular details to sort of this classic design that you usually see in Star Trek models. The color highlights are nice and bright, certainly harkens back a bit closer to the original 1960s show. Really cool looking model, and now we're moving on to an epic creation from First Order Lego. This is the floating city of Lanac. He's got a full YouTube video on this, by the way. I'm just showing off what he has posted here on Flickr. From afar, this looks like a decent sized model, and then you get close up and you realize this is a huge Lego creation. I like the design for the chains. There's a huge amount of texturing done to animate the forest and the rivers and the clouds and the desert on the base. And then as you move your way up, all kinds of rocky and rooty details can be seen at the bottom, with a large city at the top, chock full of flying ships and more clouds. Super epic design. I think in the description it says it took him about a month to finish this, which honestly I think is actually pretty darn quick considering the scale. All right, we've now made it to the image from the thumbnail. I just really like this character. From the builder Sandro Quattrini, this is Battletoad 2077 / Cyborg Frog. So you can see the influences pretty clearly here. This toad has been augmented with machines to have even better jumping legs, I would assume, and then robot arms that can be outfitted with a sword or probably just super strength. On top of that, the toad has got a pretty awesome bright pink mohawk, and this figure itself is incredibly smooth. I really like the layered details that you have for the tummy, and it can achieve some pretty dramatic poses on top of that. I really like figure designers in Lego bricks, and this is the first time I've encountered this builder, and there are some fun characters. Now we're jumping over to a work in progress series of pictures from Filler Brick. This is the F1 Space Racer. Normally I know this designer to do mostly just super epic, intricate mechanical detailing. This time around he has decided to put together a spaceship of sorts, and it's got a really fun, sleek, but also rough, industrial, and kind of fat feel to it. I like that the smooth outer hull detailing for the model is really just a veneer to roughly cover just a massive engine, which is essentially what a lot of racing vehicles are. The dirty colors translate well. I just like the slight bits of highlighted color detail in orange and blue, but even then you can see that everything's a bit faded or chipped or dirty. And what can I say? It's just a really fun looking spaceship with a lot of fun details. At number 5, if you're keeping count, these are not in any particular order, Forlorn Empire has put an unsavory deal together. So you can see the two characters in black cloaks exchanging some type of green potion for money. It could be poison, could be something else. What you do know is that these guys are certainly up to no good. The scene that surrounds them is so animated and almost cartoony in the sense that the rigid right angles of the Lego bricks aren't really lining up a lot here. This whole scene feels just a bit more organic compared to what bricks normally allow you to achieve. A lot of the tiles are intentionally upturned to look a bit loose and worn away in terms of the stone detailing or the dock detailing. There's some great techniques used to achieve some interesting type of thatched roofs that you see on the top. And this whole scene, it's really just a vibe here, and it looks great in Lego bricks. Now let's do a 180 in terms of mood. Heck, this could even exist in the same type of world, who knows? This is from the designer Cab, and the title is In Good Hands. The description sort of laments the difficulty of having a build like this stick out so far with weight at the end. You can see that this is a bit of stone that is a stone hand holding up a small hut. My guess is, yeah, that would probably be pretty tough to figure out structurally without it actually breaking. The wizard seems to chase a goat. I like the detailing for the grass roof and the stoniness of the hut itself, and everything hangs over a small river, and you can even see some mountains in the distance. It's bright, it's fun, very creative. And now we're jumping over to a great looking pirate ship from Henjin Colonis. This is titled The Bad Egg. The name can certainly be gleaned off of what you see as the figurehead for the front of the ship. It looks like a gigantic rooster. These are pirates after all. They've got that skull and crossbones flag, so you know they're up to no good. And the details are fun. The ship looks to be kind of narrow. I enjoy that slight upturn that you have in the back of the hull or stern, I don't know what you call that. You can see the slope detailing moving up a little bit in the back. It's kind of a narrow ship, which feels more realistic. And then, of course, what isn't realistic is all of the chicken pirates that you see manning the boat. I told Henjin to make the front of the ship a big scary spider, and he said no. And then I said, "What? Are you chicken ship?" Let's move on to a build from the designer Obsessionist, and the title is Automaton Peacock. Talk about an awesome use of color. I don't know what is the highlight here. Is the blue the highlight color? Is the gold the accent highlight color? Or is it the magenta or pink? It's such a unique model, certainly one of the more striking series of shapes that you see throughout this build is the series of golden chains that are along the wings and that wrap around the eye and the base of the neck. This designer put to good use those large golden sword pieces that came from so many of those Ninjago sets. And this is one of my personal favorite uses of seeing those little understud round 2x2 tiles actually working super well as detail pieces, making those little rounded bits at the base of the body before the tail. This is a really excellent looking model, lots of life to it. Now we're jumping over to the last of the top 10. This is from Ralf Langer, and the title is The Surreal Secret Hideout, SEA in quotation marks. Could you imagine what this secret hideout would be like if it was a stormy day, for example? Maybe the wind is blowing slightly over the edge of that wall. If the water height changes even just a little bit, I could imagine everybody underneath getting flooded out in kind of the worst way. Ralf Langer has so many fun details, though. He's really intricate with his architecture and surface detailing. Just that small peak that you see inside the window makes you ask all kinds of questions. Is it an alternate reality? How deep does it go, perhaps? Maybe it goes until it's totally dark. Does it expand out into a larger city in other directions? Nobody knows. It's totally surreal, but there are enough details in life to just that pocket that you see that makes you think it can go on for quite a bit. Alrighty, let's hit some honorable mentions of the week from Joxon. This is Core Seeker. Andreas Lenander has a Fire Dragon. Here's another pirate ship from Kashaud. This is the Lego pirate ship. I like that colorful backdrop as well. Forest Archer created Peaceful Island. Interesting color combinations. I like the use of pins as grass in blue. That is unique. Also, another great use of color from Tom Studs. This is the Travel. The texturing for the bridge really pops well for that brick detailing. Madison 2D created Ferdinand the Bulldozer. Great little details here for this bull tread dozer thing. Wait, was this in Cars? Sorry, last one here we are highlighting is from Eero Okkonen. This is Blador Thin the Short. Awesome details all around for this character. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end of this video. If you enjoy our content and want to see some more top 10s, we will be making this as a regular weekly thing again, and we'll see you next time at BrickVault.